Alrighty, folks, now it's time to check out some snack culture on Hello Web. And this week, what web drama are we going to get into?
All right, before we give away the title, I do have a question for Brian and our viewers as well for his extension. And my question is this. Brian actually relocated, from what I understand, from far away from the metropolitan city of Seoul. And I'm wondering, is that because you're kind of sick and tired of being in the city?
Well, to be honest, that is partially true because we work in the city, we're always working, we're moving around, everything's fast-paced out here. And I like the city, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I enjoy the city. That's where you hang out with your friends, you have a great time. But as you get older, you kind of miss where you grew up. And I grew up in South Jersey where it's like suburbs. And I miss the suburbs, Just to open your window and you hear the birds chirping, the leaves blowing in the air when the wind blows and stuff like that. And, not hearing the cars and the honking from like all the motorcycles and the automobiles in the streets. So it's very, I guess, it's a good place to recharge.
So I think Brian found the perfect balance. Maybe this is a keen insight into what the web series characters need to do as well, because this web series we're going to talk of today is titled A Trivial Afternoon in the City. And funny enough, there's one male protagonist and one female protagonist who want the complete opposite outcomes. So this man from the city wants to relocate to the suburbs or somewhere rural where he can just kind of, mindlessly wander off, look at the greens and the birds chirping outdoors, according to Brian. Or this female character who wants to do the complete opposite. She's so bored living in the countryside, she wants to come into the major city. She's ready for the fierce fight and the competition.
Well, to be fair, it matters where you've lived for a longer period of time. If you've lived in the city for a long time, of course you want to let loose and just relax. And sometimes if you've been in the suburbs for a long time, you want to let loose the other way and party and all that stuff and go into the city. But I feel like a lot of people are like me nowadays and you want to live in a rural area. And, variety programs actually star a lot of celebrities going to the countryside nowadays, and to see how they live their life on the countryside and out of the hustle and bustle of the big cities. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's a really good point. There's a reason why the trend has shifted the focus to that, honestly. At 3 meals a day, Mountain Village is a stellar example. It has Yeomjeonga, Onara, Paksodam, to say the least. They relocate to this rural village, they cook for themselves. It's actually a really easy, relaxed way of life. And watching that, I thought, maybe I'd like that too sometime in the future.
Well, you're more than welcome to check out where I live.
Today's web drama, it's all about trying to find, honestly, inner peace. Some people want to find it in the city, some people want to find it in a rural area. So I guess to each their own.
Yes.
So we'll take a closer look at this drama today, shall we?
Now, the leading man is totally opposite, though.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think most Soulites have dreamed of living in the countryside at one time or another, just like me. I dreamt of it, and I made my dream come true.
Yeah, and leading lady, as we said previously, wants to relocate to the city. Now, you pay a lot of rent, and it costs a lot of money to live in a metropolitan city like Seoul, which is perhaps why some young adults want to flee the city life and relax.
Yes.
But here's the interesting twist to his entire web series. So this male character relocates to a rural area only to find that he has not found inner peace. He's not happy even after he relocated. So this is the bitter reality. Maybe it's all in your mind.
That is true, because actually you can find happiness in all the little small things sometimes, It's not all the luxurious things that bring happiness to us. Of course, it's I guess a very moment, I can't think of the word, like that very moment you're happy, you got the latest gadget, something that rich people have joy with, like, oh, I got this, I got that.
Sure.
But then if you move off to the rural areas, you can find happiness in the trivial things and enjoy the smaller things in life.
And perhaps they're not so trivial after all in the grand spectrum of things. And honestly, all of this to say, this web series is about the pursuit of happiness, the Korean version.
Yes. Now, of course, we are talking about A Trivial Afternoon in the City. And like we said, it's a very warm web drama that's really going to hit the heart, I feel like. And make you kind of feel like, if I live in the city, let's go check out the suburbs, the rural areas, and enjoy that and find happiness in the small things. And with that said, if you guys enjoyed our web drama for this week, make sure to tune in again next week for another fun web drama on Hello Web.